How you doing, Keith here? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to scan through some books I picked up today. I've gone back to the model just for the while of just picking up small amount of books, good ones hopefully, and processing them and sending them in quick. So what I did today, now I didn't go too hard through it because I didn't have much time. So I was in a shop. They do books 5 for €2, which is about 40 cents each, and I just picked up about kind of how many it is, maybe 20 of them. So I'm just going to go through now what I do here now. So I'm in the Amazon Seller app, and as you can see up in the top right hand corner there's a little camera thing. Now I'm going to have to switch off the front camera in order for this to work, but what it does is it scans the book, and you can scan the barcode or you can scan the front of the book, and you get then the relevant information up off that. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to switch off my little camera, and I'm going to scan the book. So it'll scan the barcodes. Actually, barcode's kind of covered in this, so I'm going to do the other one just to show you anyway. Scan the front of the book. Okay, the book itself is a good book, good history book, whatever. The rank is bad, which you can see here. It says sales rank 3.8 million. There's 10 people selling for a penny. So basically, that book is not worth anything. Now, there's no prime seller, so you could check. I have in the past sent books like this in, and because you'd be the only prime seller, you're competing against a new guy really. You're not competing against these used ones here. Oh, there is an FBA, so that kills that. Now he's the only person selling that. He's probably trying to get rid of it because it's a 3 million rank, but he could possibly sell that for a tenner. But anyway, basically what that means is that book is not going to work for us. So we'll try the next one. Next one is kind of history of Ireland sort of one. Again, 5.3 million rank. So no good. So I said these are 40 cents each. I'll sell these at the market anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. I just picked up kind of what they had. So this is David Attenborough. The sales rank is good, which means it's making sales. Now you can look up then Camel if you wanted to kind of really just check that. But this would be good enough to say, yeah, okay, this is making some kind of sales here. And what you're looking to do then would be to get a better price than is here now. So new, it's £8. I can't see how someone's selling it new because it's a book from like the 70s. So, but anyway, there you go. And used, there's 8 people selling it for £2. So again, no good. It's a penny book. It's not worth sending in. So as I said, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, every time I scan a book, I don't get anything." You just have to keep scanning them. Now you can do this in the shop, and then you don't have to buy the ones that are no good. I just bought these because they're cheap enough to buy them and sort of either throw them away or sell them another way. I have other avenues to sell them. So this one here, the Hugo movie compilation, seems to be selling for a decent price, but there's no sales rank. That means it has never sold a copy. Now, I have sold books like that before, and I've sold them for 30, 40, 50 quid, but you're taking a bit of a gamble if you send it in. So that would probably be a book I'd send in February, which gives you 11 months then before you hit a lot of storage fee. So again, this one was just an autobiography, John Aldridge. Again, decent rank, but it's a penny book on this. But if you're the only FBA, you might pick up 6 or 7 quid for it. So no, there's a cheap FBA seller, but you could go against him. He might sell out, and you could go in there. Like some of the used prices will be way higher than the 3 quid here. You know, as you go down here, there's people selling for 32 quid. Ignore the 80s, they're usually people sort of drop shipping the books above. But anyway, you could put that in for about 10 quid. It's reasonable enough. But for the purpose of what I'm doing at the minute, it won't be going in. So far I've struck out on all these books. And again, this ranked 1.5 million. You can see the one below has no sales rank. It's just someone's made a new list and I hope someone will come across it and pay 55 quid. I have sold a copy of that book before. I think I got about a tenner for it, but it won't be going in this pile. So there you go. Scan this one. This is a pretty good book. It's kind of 500 ideas for starting your own business. Amazon is still selling for 14 quid. There's 10 people selling it new and used for 235 and up. It's a 5-star rating, a review. Sales rank isn't the worst. It's just over 1 million. So it would sell most likely, and because you're FBA and there's no FBA offers, you're really competing against Amazon. So you're offering as a book that's in, you know, good condition. So someone's saying, yeah, well, I'll buy the new one for $14.99, or I can buy his one for $9.99. I know it's in good condition. So that will go in. That'll go in for a tenner. So that's going into a separate pile. So that book there gets the money back for what I paid for all days anyway. So, you know, I'm happy enough. I'm free rolling, as you say, on the rest of them. This one here, again, it's not scanning. Actually, internet story. No, that's actually not scanning, so I'll skip that for a minute. Put it in the not selling pile. Creating money. A lot of these types of books usually do alright. Okay, so the copy I have there, someone is selling it for 20. There's a few different versions of it. I don't see any. Well, there's one down here. Yeah. Okay, here we are with 2 million sales rank. 11 people selling it from £4. But it has another copy here with 390,000 sales rank, which is quite a good sales rank. Lots of reviews, lots of star ratings, and but it's a penny book. But again, I'm not concerned with that. If there's not a lot of FBA sellers, I'll stick that in. And as I said, I've sold before. Now, new at 7.34. I like to see that. That's not too big a price. There's one FBA for 7, so I can either go in a little bit less than him if I want a quick sale. I can go in around the same price as him, or I can go in somewhere between that and the new price, which is generally the way I do it when doing this. So I'd probably go in there for about 15 quid, and that should be sold in a while. So we're doing okay. I bought this book for myself, but I think I could sell it as well. It's a good book on poker, so I might read it and then send it in the next batch. So Amazon is selling it for $14.99, decent sales rank, a couple of penny sellers. So I'd possibly be looking to sell that for about a tenner. Okay, so nothing spectacular, yeah. I didn't think I would get anything spectacular. As I said, this was just a random batch of books that I picked up in a second-hand shop. I didn't scan them in the shop. Again, an autobiography, good sales rank, a lot of penny sellers, but you can, depending on the time of year, how near you are to long-term storage fee and that, you know, new, someone selling for 78, which is a bit ridiculous. There's one FBA, and he's competing with the penny sellers, which is kind of pointless, unless you're coming near the long-term storage fee, which, well, no, he's not really, but it's not till February. I'd sell that for about $9.99. You know, $9.99 is not bad for a book if you want to read it. You know, you go to the shop, you're paying $9.99 for it. So I'm basing this as well on books that I have sold before, and you know, I'm pretty sure that's sort of £8 plus on that book. So nothing spectacular here yet, but we have got 3 books that will sell. This one again, 3 million rank. It's a bit more of an unusual book, so even though it's only 3 million rank, it could sell, you know, and I'd send it in if it was selling for decent money, but it's not. So that goes in the other pile, and you know, this book. So this one's a little bit more interesting. This has 5 sellers from 50 quid, slightly under a million rank, 5-star rating. I think I've read this book before. It's kind of creating money type book, but I'd be a bit concerned about that 50 quid valuation, so I would go off and look up Camel or Keep It. What looks like what's happened here is someone's put it up new for 200 quid, which is just a random price they picked. So the second hand guys are saying, yeah, well, we're going to sell it for sort of 50 to 90. And sometimes what will happen here is if you go through this and look, there will be one of these big booksellers that like sell them for silly money, and then just hope that someone buys it and they'll drop ship it from eBay or something. Amazon don't like you doing that, but people do it. But I was it's a good book, it's a good read, and I think it was about 30 quid when it was out new. So I'd probably stick it in there for 15 quid, and you should definitely get a sale because you're FBA, and you know, are a little bit sort of silly on the prices. So I'd be happy enough that would sell as well. So So I'll stick that in my sales pile. Again, decent rank. Too many penny sellers, so I'm not even going to look any further into that. This book here, that was a kind of a little more unusual book, so it should be half decent. Hatch of Manual for Owners, £10.99. And yet the one that has no sales rank, but the one with the sales rank is from 50 pence. There's someone selling it for 50 quid with a 3-minute sales rank. So based on that, I'd probably be looking again sort of around the 8-9 quid mark, and hoping that there's not too many FBA. No FBA, so and as I said, the new price is 87. So a used price of 15 there mightn't go astray. So and this is another book I bought for myself to read, but I'm sure you could probably sell it as well. I don't think it'll sell for that much, but I have half read this and then I lost it, so I bought a copy of this as well. As an Amazon, I sell for £10. Still good sales rank, it's still selling. It's about two people that started up Coffee Republic, and the bit that I did read was good, so I'm looking forward to reading the rest of that. So anyway, this is another book here. Big rank, but 13 new and used from 11 quid. It's kind of a little bit more of an unusual book, so there's a good chance that will actually find a buyer somewhere along the way. But that's more of a long-term strategy, a long-tail book. You're going to be sending that in just after the 6-month storage fee, so that you could put it in at a decent price, or sort of 20-25 quid, and it'll take a couple of months to sell if it's going to sell at all, but it might be worth a chance. This I've read, Trump, but I've sold a good few Trump's books since he got elected, and his business books are actually quite good. So I'd be going somewhere between the new price and the bottom or the top used price. So no FBA. I'd be definitely in there for 9-10 quid. Now I have sold books like this where there's no FBA for more than the new price. In good condition, very good condition. Sold it for 20 quid, because people just want the Amazon Prime shipped tomorrow. And then this is my last book here, which I just know myself because it's a bit more unusual. This is going to be a good one, and this probably makes the trip into the shop worthwhile. Yeah, okay, so that's decent. So there's 2 listings for it. One is 600,000 sales rank. Amazon are selling that for 25. So sorry, that's the ebook. So that's good. That's still an ebook anyway. So here it is down here. It's listed 270,000 sales rank. So that's selling. There's 35 people selling it for 27 quid. So no one's going much below what Amazon are selling it for, because it's selling, so people are just happy to get a couple of euro off the new price. This book's in very good condition. There's no FBA. Amazon are selling it for 33. What you can do is you can go to the Amazon page and click to buy that and put in, when it says how many copies you want, put in 5. And if they've only 1 copy or 2 copies, it'll say we've only 2 copies left. So it means when you put your copy up, you could put yours up for 50 quid. Hope Amazon sell out quick, which I'm sure they would, and you may get 50 quid for that, but that's definitely 25 quid. So even though, as I said, there was a good few of them weren't great, there was that one's sort of 25 quid, 15, 10. There's probably 60 or 70, a bit more, 80 or 90 quid profit on them. So that wasn't bad. It cost me about 4 quid for a lot of them. It cost me about £5 to ship them in. So there's sort of 70 quid profit there. I was literally 5 minutes in the shop and I didn't scan them. I just ran in and grabbed them. So you can make a couple of quid of this, and you can find books. Now I could have sat in the shop and I wouldn't have to buy that other pile of ones that aren't going to sell, but I don't mind because I have other avenues to kind of get rid of them. I do the market sometimes and that night, sell them off 50 cents each, kind of get my money back on them, or sometimes I'll do them in batches on a local buy and sell site. So hopefully that kind of helps a little bit, and talk to you soon.